I'm live, everybody. Let me get y'all the intro real quick. Let me get the comments up. Hit the like button as y'all come in. What in the world just happened? I just turned. All right, I don't know what happened in the Showtime fight. Virgil Ortiz is on right now. I got Virgil Ortiz on. We're gonna be catching Casimero versus Rigo later, but I didn't catch what just happened on the Showtime card between Gary Antonio Russell and Emmanuel Rodriguez. And I've been looking forward to this bantamweight card all week. Casimero, obviously, versus Rigo. But that first fight with Rashay Warren, goodness gracious. Rashay Warren, 4 KOs and 18 victories, but all of a sudden he decides he wants to sit on punches. And then he just blasted. Shout out to HLD. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. And y'all also introduce yourselves as you come in. And D-Style Boxing is going to be joining me in about 10, 15 minutes. He'll be here for the main fight. I'm watching Virgil right now, too. And basically, so far with Virgil Ortiz is what we expected. You know, he's going to feel out Mean Machine. Mean Machine's going to be competitive for the first couple rounds. And then as the fight goes on, I expect Virgil Ortiz to step up that pressure and methodically and quickly break down Mean Machine as the fight goes on. But that Rashay Warren fight, I don't know what just happened in the Showtime card. Maybe somebody can elaborate if you're watching the Showtime card, but I don't know if there was a bad headbutt or what just happened. But Rodriguez just went down, and he's acting like he has a broken nose. I don't know if there was a head. Here comes the replay finally. Let's see what's going on here. Boom. Yeah, that's a bad headbutt. That's a bad headbutt. Southpaw Orthodox, right? Southpaw Orthodox. That was an ugly headbutt. Fight over. Fight over. So that's going to go as a no contest with Gary Antonio Russell and Emmanuel Rodriguez. That's an ugly, yep, Southpaw versus Orthodox. And Gary Antonio Russell is going to leap in with the right hook. Boom. Boom. You get hit in the head to head like that, that's worse than a punch. That's done. Lights out. Fight's over. First round, no contest in the Showtime card. So we're going to get Casimero versus Rigo quicker than we thought, because the first fight, Rashay Warren sitting on his punches all of a sudden, gets his 5th KO victory in 19 wins, 55. So he's got a low percentage, but the guy can punch. And finally, he decides to sit on his punches at 34 years old, and he blasted Damian Vasquez out. Blasted him out. So you had two quick fights that went 3 rounds total, not even 3 rounds. So now we're going to get Casimero versus Rigo quicker than we thought. Was very impressed with the Rashay Warren fight. Was hoping to see something with Gary Antonio Russell tonight. Hopefully he stays more active than his brother, who fights once every year, maybe. But unfortunately, we didn't get much of a fight tonight because of the headbutt. So Gary Antonio Russell, 18-0, 12 KOs, but a no contest tonight. Let's see what we got. All right. And I think D-Style's back up. Let me see. You there, D-Style?
I am. Like I fixed my shit as soon as I but
all right, so I don't know if you caught the Showtime card and what just happened.
Yeah, the headbutt. Yeah, I said
headbutt. So Russell didn't win. It's going to end up going down as a no contest, accidental headbutt. He reached in with the right hook. For those that didn't watch, reached in with the right hook. Orthodox versus Southpaw.
Directly on his nose. You could see the blood
Rodriguez with the side of his head right in the nose. Fight over.
Blood all over the canvas and everything. Crazy.
That's it. Done.
You know, I look down to like purchase the zone, and then I look up and the dude's on the ground. I thought it was a knockout at first.
Me too.
Then I saw it. I'm like, whoa, bro, that was a headbutt if I ever seen one.
Yeah.
And it hit him in the worst spot possible.
I know. Just came straight in. That's that Orthodox versus Southpaw. You never know. You never know.
Are you surprised that she didn't like call it a headbutt and just said, hold on, you got 5 minutes, or like?
I thought that's what was going to happen, but I guess how he reacted to it, you knew it was over, right? He reacted like he had gotten knocked out. And look, headbutt, that's harder than a fist, right?
It's the hardest part. The head, the cranium is what protects our brain, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So we got Virgil Ortiz right now against Mean Machine, and Virgil's starting to pick up the pressure finally in the second round. First round was slow.
What a right hand by Virgil right now.
Yeah, he's
Virgil has him against the ropes, and this is what this is the type of fight he wants.
This is a good barometer because it's going to be able to measure him against Terrence Crawford, which it seems like is the fight there he has been talking about, right?
Right.
So we'll see if he gets that fight in 2022, but this will be a good barometer fight for that.
I was kind of hoping this undercard fight went a couple more rounds, so we're not getting cross. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. But usually what happens when it happens so quick, two fights like that on the undercard, is you get that long, drawn out, like they have those things ready, right, where they tell the stories of the fighters, and the fight will still be 30 minutes from now. So hopefully that's where we get to, where this fight doesn't bleed into the Virgil Ortiz fight. We can break down Virgil Ortiz as well. But y'all hit that like button as you come in, always, and introduce yourselves. But I was hoping to see Gary Antonio Russell, more of him tonight. So this is disappointing. 18-0, 12 KOs. So you wanted to see him continue to go on, but I hope he's more active than his brother, right?
Yeah, that's why he's already more active. He's had more rounds this year, right now, than his brother. This fight alone, like he's fought longer than his brother has all year. I mean, isn't this minute or so like the longest, longer than Gary Russell all year? And by the way, I just want to make sure people, for those not watching, this was a total like accident. I mean, no one's like, there's no. It's just like a bizarre like situation.
And look, Rasheed Warren was sitting on those punches tonight. He was sitting on those punches.
I was impressed.
Have you ever seen a guy with 4 KOs and 18 wins sit on his punches like that and look like a power puncher?
Look, at the end of the day, man, like sometimes, like people get or not people, fighters get stuck in their ways, and they don't want to change anything, but I think those couple of losses he had kind of made him say, you know what I have to lose? So let me try something else. And it's working for him, you know what I mean? So, hey.
The nuke is back.
Yeah, I mean, if your name's Nuke, you have to knock dudes out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
what? You can't use the jab, just the jab, and work off your back foot if your nickname is Nuke.
That should be a rule, bro. We should have rules with nicknames. Like, what's your nickname, hey, bro? Like, you're not living up to your nickname.
It's like one of those things where you had the fat guy, but they call him Slim.
Right.
But look, Virgil's fighting off that front foot. Mean Machine's still competitive, right? He's not winning rounds, but he's still competitive. Nice straight right by Virgil Ortiz.
I'm surprised. I actually expected Mean Machine to win the early rounds, Calix.
Yeah, no.
That's what I expected.
But the thing is, like, that's what I was explaining in my prediction video is Ortiz has more layers than people think. Like, people think pressure fighter, relies on power, that he's just a dumb caveman coming forward, right?
Right.
And he's not. The guy has layers. All right. There's technique behind what he's doing. Okay. And he can go to plan B, plan C. Although Mean Machine's having a moment right here. He's having a moment. But that's the thing. Even in his last fight, Virgil was touched up a little bit. He was getting hit, but the guy's got a chin, and there it is. Mean Machine down. There it is.
Wow.
And you see, that's what happens. Like, in between there, you think that that's just an exchange, all right? But Virgil's timing him. Right. He's timing the pattern behind his punches, and he puts him down. Mean Machine opened up too much, and he got caught.
That was something. I was trying to take all I'll say is this, man. No one can deny. I hope this doesn't become this is just another crap opponent by Crawford, but rather a Virgil Ortiz is for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see how people. I mean, the fight's not over, is it yet?
No. Knockdown in the third round.
Okay,
So what happened
I
is
think froze for a little
Mean
bit.
Machine opened up, was throwing combinations, and all of a sudden, Virgil started pushing him back, right, on his back foot, and then landed a beautiful left hand. And that's the thing, like
That's
two-handed
impressive,
fighter,
by the way.
two-handed fighter D style. He can take you out with the right hand or the left hand, and he times you like he's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just the guy who's going to walk you down, and that's it. He's got layers to his game.
Let me tell you something. I noticed little things, Cal. See how much quicker he got up from his stool and went to the center of the ring? But those little things, you know what I mean? Like he's sending a message here.
And then another thing, look at him working behind the jab. That's not a caveman fighter.
That's a beautiful jab, bro. And notice, Calix, how he lands it on the forehead, on the bridge of the nose, on the chin. He mixes up where he lands that jab, you know?
Yep.
And he landed on the back of the, you know, if you landed on the forehead, I mean, that kind of bounces your head back. It puts strain on the back of your neck. It helps fatigue you. If you landed on the nose, you know, you make him bleed. It stops the breathing. If you landed on the chin, you soft them up a little bit for your straights.
You see what he's doing now? He's going to the body. Then he's going to make him bring his hands down, and he's going to go back
Beautiful
upstairs.
jabs to the body, by the way. Oh, nice. Look, that right, then followed by a hook, looped around the guard of Mean Machine. Now he's still that. My God, he's jabbing the shit out of his forehead. That's crazy.
And notice he's also using the ring. Using the ring. So he's taking his breaks as he uses the ring as well. He's using it. Look at the jab. That's what I'm saying, man. This isn't a one-trick pony. This guy can fight. This guy's got technique. He's got skill. Okay? And he's got the pressure and the entertainment value. This is the full package right here we're watching with Virgil Ortiz. This guy is the full package. And by the way, Brandon Lee with another win tonight. Good to see him back in the ring.
Man, he's answering the phone with that right hand, man. He ain't putting that hand down, Virgil.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he's like, you're not going to loop that left on me, bro. You're going to have to beat me with something else. And he's making that very, very clear to him. Nice jabs by Mean Machine, though, right now.
He missed with the right, and then he came back with the left. The same thing that happened with the knockdown.
That was a beautiful 45, by the way. In case you couldn't tell, it was an uppercut or a hook. Beautiful 45.
Y'all hit the like button as you come in. Hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed. And you know another thing? He's not just one of those he can knock you out with one punch, but he can also overwhelm you with output as well. Definitely. So notice how if he misses with 1-2, he can still catch you with the 3. So he's a combination puncher as well. I'm telling you, this guy's a full package. Those people who say Boots Ennis, they think that Boots Ennis is a more well-rounded fighter than Virgil Ortiz. The problem I have with that, number one, is Virgil Ortiz is stepping up a little quicker with tougher competition. But also, Virgil has more layers than they expect. They see Virgil Ortiz more caveman. And I'm high on Boots Ennis, too, as well. So I think the exciting thing, too, is Ennis and Ortiz seem to me to be cut from a different cloth than these welterweights right now who are going to avoid each other. I think they both want the competition.
By the way, fatigue's going to start kicking in, and we're going to find out how much of a machine Mean Machine is.
Yeah.
You know, you better have that stamina or you're not going to keep up with this kid.
So we about to go into the fourth, and Terrence Crawford, I think, stopped him in the middle rounds, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was somewhere around 7, something like that, 6, 7. Like and Mean Machine actually knocked him down in that fight. It wasn't counted. It was counted as a slip, but he actually knocked him down. So to me, Virgil Ortiz is actually looking a little better against Mean Machine.
Stopped him in the ninth round.
You could always make the argument that Crawford softened him up a little bit. You can make that argument, and you can also make the argument that you can't just compare fighters off of light competition. They have to get in the ring with each other, all that stuff. But I'm ready for Virgil to step up now.
Virgil's not even a champion yet. Look at the level of opposition he's fighting.
Right. What's he, 17 fights in?
Yeah, and the philosophy at Golden Boy, according to Roberto Diaz, is, look, either they're for real or they're not, and we want to find out now if he's for real so then we could start, progressing them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than finding out later, like let's find out now, and then they move forward.
And Rigo's warming up. They're showing Rigo warming up in the locker room.
There's no rush,
Casimero.
Rigo. There's no rush. He looks dry right now, though. He better work those mitts. You know what I mean? You better work those mitts ASAP.
Especially if you're up there in age, you better work those mitts. If you're 39 years old, you better work those mitts. Because he's gonna have to come out hot and ready, look like a Little Caesar's pizza, or Casimero is gonna give him.
What reminds me? Like, he's very disciplined, man. Like, I'm very impressed with Virgil's tight guard. It reminds me of Cotto. Remember, Cotto had a nice tight guard. Doesn't fight the same, but although his body work's a little similar to Cotto, but it's just a nice tight guard. It's kind of
Look at that double up left hook he just threw.
Yep. And
plus, he's got quick hands too.
Mean Machine doesn't like moving backwards, bro. This isn't his wheelhouse. It's not the ring general without a doubt is Virgil right now.
Y'all hit the like button as you come in. Everybody hit the like button. Introduce yourself. Let me get a poll up. Let me get this poll up.
For sure. And by the way, let us know where you can come in. Let us know where you're at. What country, what state, province, you name it. Let us know. Put a boxing glove emoji. Let us know you're there. Hit that bell button. Hit the all. That way you're notified every time Calyx Boxing comes on live, especially on Wednesdays. So we go live for Power Punchers. You know what I mean? So make sure you tune in for that. And who would have known that Nuke is a candidate for Power Puncher of the Week? You know what I mean? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And you guys can subscribe to my channel, of course, at D-Style Boxing. We'll do that later. Stay right here, right now. Virgil now starting to move back. It looks like he's starting to set up a trap for Mean Machine. Nice jab by Virgil. And look again, Cali, see, answering the phone with the right hand. He ain't putting it down.
Yeah, this guy's got layers, man.
What do you think of the way he kind of, in this fight specifically, it is clear, Calyx, that they worked on keeping.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's clear they worked on keeping that right hand up. Right? Like, it's clear to me because he's obviously keeping it up. Like, he's making a concerted effort to not bring it down.
Right. He doesn't get careless, right?
Yep.
It's always all right back. Right back all the time. And shout out to Ringside Reporter. Y'all make sure to tune into them tomorrow. Is Yuga's for real? It depends on what you call for real. What are we calling for real? Are we calling for real a top 5 welterweight? Maybe. He's somewhere between 5 and 7. Yep. The guy is a dangerous week and a half out opponent. He's not a guy you take on short notice. He's just not. All right. And I understand that he's going to have problems taking Pacquiao on short notice. I get that. But tough fight. It's a tougher fight than people think. The guy is long. He's got a jab. But I think I fully expect Pacquiao to work past that, as does D-Style. But he's for real. And we got Virgil.
That's right. And I'm sure people will be coming in for the other fighter in a little bit. We got a Filipino flag already. Let them know where they're at. So shout out to you, to Julius. Yo, Virgil got clipped with a nice hook there. Like the one time he put the hand down, Mean Machine hit him with a hook, bro. But the Virgil still, though, landing with the jab on the front foot, on the back foot. I mean, that jab's on fire tonight.
And he countered that right there. So he can counter a little bit too. Time. Look at I'm impressed with the jab, though. That's what I'm impressed with tonight.
Notice how he's targeting the dome right here. And it's bouncing that head back every time. Like, that aesthetically looks good for a judge, right, who's judging the fight. Because you could see, like, the impact, So, and again, it just fatigue you a little bit. Look at that double jab. Shout out to Jack Lowe.
Ringside Reporters got Casimero beating Rigo, as do I. I got him beating Rigo by decision. But I'll say this: I
But
took the plus 200. I took
that's
the
actually
plus 200 on Rigo.
that's actually JC. JC is he lost the bet to Ringside Reporter. He has to have their avatar, but
Oh, is that
still,
right?
but yeah. So he's a walking billboard. So yeah, that's the whole point. So to give shout outs to Ringside. You need to beat somebody in avatar bet. That way they could have Calix boxing everywhere they go.
I need to do that. That's an
right.
easy way to get endorsements.
That's right.
Easy work for Camaro, says Utoy Garcia. I'm not so sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not so sure. I jumped on the Rigo plus 200 as far as betting odds because I feel like Rigo is undervalued at plus 200, but I do have Casimero winning the fight by decision. And I think that's your official prediction as well, right?
I got Casimero winning by decision for sure. But I'm not going to lie, though. I mean, I'm being a little bit of a homer. I do want Rigondeaux to win. I just don't think he's going to win. But I'm good with either guy winning, though. I like both guys.
It's the age thing. It's the age thing. And you got to remember, Rigo had his only loss is stepping all the way up to 130 to fight Lomachenko, who's a special fighter.
It's a better round for Mean Machine, by the way. It's a far more competitive round.
Yeah.
I could see some people giving him this round. He threw a right hand that Virgil partially blocked with his shoulder, but I mean, did partially land like about a couple 20, 30 seconds. Oh, nice jab by Virgil, just bouncing that head back, bro.
We got another Casimero, Julius Orlano. Shout out to him. Y'all hit that like button as you come in. Let me see what this poll is doing. 73% of people think Casimero is beating Rigo tonight. So we got 73 to 27. And that was a good round for Mean Machine.
Really good round by Mean Machine. And here's where we got to ask ourselves, Calix, where does not having Robert Garcia, can that be because he is a young fighter? Virgil's not this veteran like a Crawford, for example, probably wouldn't need his main guy in his corner. Mm-hmm. But Virgil's a young fighter, early 20s, all that. So,
Knockout artist versus technical boxer. I have a question as far as Rigo goes, too, and the chat can chime in on this as well. I wanted to ask you this. Will we see a more entertaining Rigo tonight, or will we see a Rigo that tries to stink out the fight? Because what happens is when a reflexive fighter, like a defensive-minded fighter who likes to time people and counter a lot, when they get up there in age and start to lose those reflexes, lose those legs, they either get more entertaining.
Oh, wow.
As they get more exchanges, or they try to stink it up even more.
The Solis fight, he did move around the ring, but he did stand there. Look, he sat on his punches a lot more. Rigo did.
Right.
So, I mean, look, all I gotta say is, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, if I'm Rigo's corner and I feel stinking up the joint gives him his best option to win, that's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? I just don't know if that's at this age, Calix, so his legs are not all there. He still has good legs. He's better than your average Joe with his legs for sure, but he's not. I'm comparing him to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's going to have to sit in his spot. He's going to have to get Casimero's respect. He can't just move around the ring. He's going to get stalked and probably dropped and knocked out if he decides to try to play, outpoint him and move around, because then Casimero's not going to respect him. He's going to have to stand his ground and win this fight.
Yeah. And a more quiet round here in the 7th. I'm surprised that Virgil Ortiz is in the 7th round. I got to be honest. I'm surprised.
Well, I think my prediction was a 10th or 11th round stoppage is what I predicted. I did expect Mean Machine to do a lot better in the first 4 or 5 rounds. I just did.
When Ortiz is using that jab, it's a lot easier for him when he's using that jab. When he abandons it, Mean Machine uses the jab.
Oh, body shot, then jab. You see that? He went to the body, and he finished the combination with the jab upstairs and then stepped away. A lot of times guys go to the body, try to step away, and they get caught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, answer that phone, because the Mean Machine's watching for when he drops it, and he shoots the hook every single time. That's what he's watching. And I don't know if Ortiz can maybe cause a feint with that or something. That's something he's obviously looking for.
I thought after that knockout that Ortiz was going to get it going and get him out of there.
Well, I
So
think that's
maybe I undervalued Mean Machine coming in.
Maybe, but I mean, nothing has indicated to me that he's going to win this fight yet.
Right. I've given him a round so far.
I mean, we're kind of, you know what we're doing? Like, even if it's subconsciously, we're like, oh, come on. Take him out before Crawford did. That's kind of what we're doing, but we're not really like, at the end of the day, it's all good, you know?
Ortiz does have a stiff jab. That's the thing that I'm most impressed with tonight is his jab. Nice right hand.
Ooh, that right hand hurt Mean Machine. I don't care what anybody says. He went to the. I love how he goes to the body after he hurts a guy.
Oh, another nice right hand. And you know what it was?
Yeah.
He kind of fainted with that left hand and then landed the right.
That's right. Today was
so we
a
got
glorious day, man.
We got the ring walks about to start for Casimero versus Rigo.
That's right. That's right. We need to say that's another thing. I think we just want the fight over with so we can go to watch this fight. Come on, take him out, bro. Take him out.
118. You know what I mean? No, 118 is a thing of beauty. That division is a thing of beauty.
It is.
You got Inoue, Donaire. That's a thing of beauty.
It is. The good thing is if we may have to, it might counter program just 1 or 2 rounds. That's a good thing. So.
No problem, no problem. So the ring walks are about to start. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is on the mic. So we'll have Rigo versus Casimero here in a minute. So y'all hit the like button as y'all come in.
For those asking, no, the fight will not be shown. We cannot do that. You know, but
correct.
Yeah.
I don't want my channel taken down. Yeah. So we're in the 8th round for Ortiz as well.
Nice jab by Ortiz. He just doesn't like that jab has to like. I'm guessing later rounds, the work of that jab, the body work is going to have to pay dividends, and that's why I believe he'll stop him in the 11th. That's how I feel.
So
if
the unofficial
scorecard, like that, though.
Unofficial scorecard gave Mean Machine 2 rounds. I gave him 1 so far.
The second round was debatable. I gave it to Ortiz, but you know.
I mean, it's a jab fest right now. Nice body shot by Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
Another nice jab. And he's got that tight guard, man. I'm impressed with his defense more than the last fight, too.
And he's got those long arms, so his elbows go down all the way to his rib cage, up to the guard. So it's like his body frame is perfect for that high guard. You know what I mean?
But notice now how he's stalking.
That right hand on the inside by Virgil. To land the right hand with power like that on the inside, it's all leverage. And that's what he just did.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Went down, baby. Let's go. Body shot. What's up? Mean Machine looks like, oh, my God. 8th round.
Those are hard to recover from. And that's the second knockdown.
I think Virgil should just keep doing what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Go back.
Look how calm he is. Look, boom, body shot. Look how calm he is. He's still jabbing. He knows he's hurt, but he's going to go back to what set it up to begin with. He's not going to go crazy. Nice jab again. Just stalking him. Keeps jabbing him. Boom, right hand, body shot again by Virgil. That one ended right in the liver. I'm surprised that this dude is still standing, bro. He took a shot to the liver right now. Right?
The jab from Ortiz.
Body shot again by Virgil. Then an uppercut. He is punishing Mean Machine right now.
Uppercut.
Nice uppercut by Virgil, which, again, he needs to lean forward, guys, because he needs to protect his body, and Virgil's punishing him to the body. Oh, man, he just dropped him. Again, he's dominating Mean Machine right now.
He got up
Mean Machine looks lost.
That's 3rd knockdown for Virgil Ortiz.
That's right.
But we're late in the 8th round, so he might survive this.
Well, I think Virgil should close this round just going to the body, Calix. Just body, even if he survives the round, because he's going to be sucking air. You know what I mean?
It's over.
Dropped him again.
And he got up again.
She's getting dropped and dominated in every way right now. Look at this.
D-style. This gets to the point where the corner.
I think you know what I think happened. I think someone told Virgil the Casimero Rigo fight's about to start. I think that's what happened. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Woo.
Mean Machine gets clipped again. Combinations. Drops him again. It's a wrap. Beat him faster than Crawford. Beat him faster than Crawford. Beat the clock challenge. Let's go.
That is how
dominating.
you do it. That is a
Domination.
coming out performance right there.
Domination.
That's how you step up in competition, and you don't just try to win. You try to destroy. And that's why this guy will be a star. He will be a star. I'm saying it, a superstar in this sport. I'm saying it right now.
Woo,
I'm all in.
Seek and destroy.
I'm all in. Casimero coming to the ring, by the way.
Seek and destroy. You know, that's what I'm talking about.
So that's perfect timing. Ortiz is barbecuing them ribs. It's a beautiful way to put it.
Oh wait, I mean he beat him in every way. I mean it was a jab fest. Just again, I described it earlier. I was setting up that jab where he was landing the jab. He was going to the body. Every time he hurt him, he would go to the body because it's the best investment. He would go to the body and then he'll go with a jab upstairs before he stepped back. This is a great performance.
And y'all hit that like button as you come in. Casimero and Rigo are entering the ring. And yeah, dude, that's an incredible performance. The jab.
Straight.
He didn't get wild when he had Mean Machine hurt. He wasn't throwing wild hooks. Continue with the jab. Continue with the body shots. Worked it down and broke him down. That's 5 knockdowns. That's 5 knockdowns there. All right. He beat him more impressively than Terrence Crawford did. Now, you could argue Terrence Crawford maybe softened him up, but that's what you do. When you put somebody, when you step up in your 18th fight, that's what you do. All right. It's not only about winning and padding the record. Now he's got 18-0, 18 KOs, and he looked great doing it. This guy is rising.
And let me say this, Alex. I mean, we have to say this. He didn't have his hit trainer in his corner.
True.
That for a young fighter, that means a lot. But here's what I'm not even saying it would have made a difference. I'm saying this in credit to him. Like, I don't think it would have made a difference because he really was doing all the things that usually a coach would have to remind him, hey, get that right hand up. What are you doing? Like, nobody had to really, I mean, I don't know what they were saying in the corner, but he didn't need Robert Garcia there to remind him to do the things he's supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly it. The poll right now, y'all vote on the poll, 76% Casimero winning tonight, 24% for Rigo. Y'all make sure to vote on that poll, and y'all make sure to hit that like button and introduce yourselves as you come in as well. All right, they're officially saying Rigo is 40 years old on the birth certificate. It's probably a little older than that. Casimero is 32. Rigo's got a little bit of a height and reach advantage. Nice reach advantage, 3-inch reach advantage. And he's going to try to use that. He's going to try to use that jab. It's up to Casimero to get through that jab, get on the inside, land his shots. For Rigo, what he's going to want to do is pick up the patterns of Casimero, start to time him, and start to light him up as Casimero's coming in. So that's, to me, the game plan. What's interesting to me is when Casimero starts to get it going, when he starts to land shots, when he starts to get it going, when he gets that kinetic energy going, what's Rigo going to do? Is he going to mix it up with him, start timing him, get into combination punches with him, or is he going to try to slow the fight down with a lot of clinching and yuck the fight up? That's the big question to me.
Yeah.
So to me, Rigo, how the fight goes, it's dictated on how Rigo is going to react to Casimero's pressure as the fight goes on. And Casimero's a fun fighter. He's a fun fighter. All right?
Now, there's already people saying, I've seen them on social media, Virgil gets hit too much. And
I didn't see that tonight.
I just don't see that. Like, does he get it? Look, it's a boxing fight. Everyone gets hit. So he got hit like normal. But I never saw his hit snap back once in his fight. If it did, I missed it, I guess. I never saw like Mean Machine land combinations on him. Usually Mean Machine would land one punch and Virgil would start intelligently defending himself. He wouldn't get hit again. You know what I mean? Just the guard is up. The guard is defense, guys. You keep a guard up the whole fight. You're blocking shots. You're taking away force from the punches. I don't know. It's people want a flawless victory. Well, you didn't get touched at all. You know what I mean? So, okay.
Look, D-Style, I'm giving that performance an A. That's an A for me. He showed his layers, but I was impressed with the jab. The jab. This guy can jab. Fun fighter. He's got a killer instinct.
But by the way, people are coming in, man. Casimero versus Rigo. We just saw Virgil, dominate Mean Machine. Now, here, if you're Team Cuba, give us an emoji with a Cuban flag. If you're representing the Philippines, if you're for Casimero, give us that Filipino flag. If you're just here for the boxing, give us a boxing glove emoji. Let us know you're there.
And we're down to look. We got 32. We got 32% for Rigo now in the poll. 68% for Casimero. And for the record, I got Casimero. I threw a little money down on Rigo at plus 200 because I think he's undervalued there. But I got Casimero winning the fight. I just think he's closer to his prime. Casimero's in his prime right now. Rigo's well past it.
That's right. Absolutely.
Afro-Rican G. Shout out to Afro-Rican G. I got Rigo, the GOAT Mario P. The haters will focus on the second round instead of Ortiz dropping him 5 times. And look, the second round and the 5th round, it's not like he was overwhelmed. I mean, those were close rounds.
Yeah, you're gonna get resistance, bro. He has a grown-ass professional boxer fighting back. I don't understand what people want, bro. What do you want? They want you guys been playing too much Mortal Kombat, man. A flawless victory, finish him. What? I don't know what you guys want, bro.
Something tells me Rigo wins, but I'm sure Rigo got a ton of experience, bro. And yet that he does. That he does. Only 21 fights, but I'm telling you, the amateur experience on top of the fighters he's fought in those 21 fights, he's got a ton of experience, and he seems very focused.
That's right. Oh, I can't wait to go back to the boxing. Which was that one dude telling me, "Oh, Kavilushka is going to destroy him. You better be back." Okay, I'll be back. No problem. I'll show up.
We got a lot of Casimero in the building. And y'all do me a favor, hit the like button. Even if you have to hit that X and then hit the like and then go back to the comments. Hit the like button as you come in. All right?
Give us those flags. Give us those flags. Tell us where you're at, guys. Tell us where you're at. We're
now up to 44 votes, 73% for Casimero. So we got some Casimero fans coming in. Rigo looks like he has 50 years of experience. Rigo looks old, man. But he still looks fresh. I'm just talking about in the face, he looks old.
Yeah.
There are rumors he's in the mid-40s. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go. Hey, by the way, he made 117.5 pounds, by the way. A half a pound extra to make the weight for Rigo. So I think what we will see here, man, this is crazy. I don't even know.
So will he be dry? And Casimero misses big with that left hand.
He doesn't look dry anymore, by the way, like he did earlier.
No, he looks healthy. Both fighters do.
Casimero, I wonder if his awkwardness of Casimero is going to give Rigondeaux a problem. Rigondeaux, again, standout amateur, and he's used to guys boxing a certain way, but when there's an unorthodox fighter, he could throw someone who's very textbook kind of off guard. You know what I mean?
Who y'all got? Philippines or Cuba?
Well, Rigo at the moment, this is only round 1, but he's definitely using the ring, And by the way, I want to remind everybody, I understand Casimero is definitely the puncher in the fight, but Rigo is no slouch either. At 118 pounds, Rigo can crack.
Yes, he can. And that's what Al Bernstein brought up that point earlier. Will he be sitting on punches? He can be the bigger puncher at 118. He's going all the way up to 130. The guy's physical. He's a physical 118 pounder. But Casimero's stalking. Rigo's using the lateral movement. But I wonder how long Rigo is going to be able to use that lateral movement.
That's a lot of movement. And I'll tell you what, right now, Calix, I mean, I could see a judge not giving him the round just because of this movement. You know what I mean? So he's got to figure out, he needs to land some clean punches. And he's throwing more than he used to, Calix. I remember when he used to just throw 8 punches around, but that's all he needed to throw.
Right.
He made guys very tentative. He'll throw 8, land 6, but his opponent landed nothing. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the most Rigondeaux's ever moved and punched in one round.
Down. Stop punching. Rigo's down. They call it a slip?
I don't know. I think you're ahead of me.
But he's going to take a point, right? Casimero was actually rabbit punching him as he was down. That's why I was like, Casimero, stop punching. Stop punching.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
definitely like
Casimero's landing. Rigo's legs do not look right. Are you
you're
catching that
about.
too?
I think you're about 10 seconds ahead of me. It's all good.
Rigo's legs do not look right to me.
He's hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, Casimero is moving forward, moving forward. Rigo's using too much lateral movement. I don't like how Rigo looks right now.
Casimero could have gotten disqualified, bro. Like,
I didn't catch. Do you think that was a slip?
no, he landed a punch. It was in the back of the head, but Rigo did duck his head.
Nice right hand by Casimero, and he
We
goes to the left of the
saw.
body.
It looks similar to the Wilder punch on Fury when he knocked him down the first time in the first fight, and when Fury knocked down Wilder, like something similar like that.
10-9 round for could argue it was 10-8 round, but 10-9 strong 10-9 round for Casimero.
Now, he's no stranger to getting knocked down. By the way, you know what I mean?
Let's see. I didn't see a punch land there. Oh, yeah, the back of the head.
It was the back of the head, but
Yeah.
you can count that if they duck like that. Look, he's ducking below the waist.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that could be counted as a knockdown. They counted
It
for
could
Wilder against Fury, and they count. You know what I mean?
It just didn't look. It didn't look solid to me, like a solid knockdown.
You were doing some MMA ground and pound on him, like when he dropped him. I don't know what that was about.
The referee came in super late, so he caught him in the ear. No, that's a knockdown. D style, he caught him in the ear. I didn't catch that.
No, I agree. No, well, I mean, no, that didn't land. When he put that didn't land. The ear one didn't land.
You didn't think that landed?
Nah, I just saw it. I saw it in slow motion.
Either way, 10-9 round.
It should have counted though. It is a
strong.
knockdown because Rigo ducked his head down.
Rigo's still looking like he's just using too much lateral movement, too much circling, not enough punching. His legs don't look like they're under him.
You know what? He never moved this much, Calix. Like,
No.
This is how Laura boxes, not how he boxes. If I'm Casimero, I keep doing what I'm doing right to the solar plexus by Casimero. I just keep doing what I'm doing because he's using so much energy, Rigondeaux.
Circle.
Rigondeaux doesn't look right. Oh, Rigondeaux with a left, straight left.
How'd y'all score that first round? Let us know in the chat. How'd y'all score that first round?
Is it me or Rigondeaux's eyes kind of like, I don't know, they don't look right. Maybe
You know what it is, though? It's the as you age. I remember them saying the same thing about Roy Jones. He used to cut easier as he got older. Your skin just starts to dry up. Natural. Oh, nice left hand by Rigo. Rigo landed a
Rigo's
solid.
finding this. He needs something big, Calix, to slow down the pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He needs to let Casimero know, you can't keep attacking me like this because this happens. He hasn't landed that punch yet, though. He has landed some, but he hasn't discouraged Casimero.
He's using way too much energy moving side to side, not sitting on anything. He finally sat on that left hand and he landed. Nice counter right there, but it's still Casimero trying to bring the fight.
Well, he is definitely showing us that he can do this, but it's too much. He used to move, and his footwork was so good. It was more subtle than it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is still a Casimero round. Rigo just not throwing enough. And the old Rigo would still stay in the pocket, right? He would stay in the pocket, make you miss, and land. Throw counters. Now this Rigo is just
this Rigo's using his lead hand as rangefinder, bro. That's what he's resorting to right now. To try to land it straight. And I mean, he used to be a more versatile. I mean, come on, you know what I mean?
Nice body shot. He's landing when he throws, but he's just throwing too far and few between. And Casimero nice body shot by Casimero there, left hand. But he's just circling too much. And Casimero's just following, trying to cut off the ring.
The question is, can Rigo weather this early storm? But in order for that to work, he needs to land something big, Calix. He needs something big on Casimero here.
Are we getting the answer to my question already that I asked before the fight? Now we asked, is this going to be a more entertaining Rigo, or is this going to be a Rigo that yucks up the fight? And it looks like I'm getting that answer because Rigo is trying to yuck up this fight.
Well, he's definitely moving a lot, Rigo, and we're going to see right now. I don't know if he could keep this up, by the way. It's definitely more movement than I'm used to from Rigo. He's more subtle than this. He's moving a lot.
You can't win a round that way. You can't win a round throwing 5 punches in a round and just that is not, to me, that's not boxing. That's running. That's amateur boxing right there. Is what I just saw from Rigo in that round. Casimero is trying to take the fight, make the fight. And let's end this poll, by the way. 77% have Casimero winning the fight tonight. We'll have another poll after the fight.
Some people are telling me they can't find your video. I don't know why they wouldn't find it on your channel.
It should be there. It should be there. But you know how YouTube is. YouTube's YouTube. Rigo down by round 2.
I give Rigo, look, bro. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, these times you say Rigo can't move around." Look, Rigo never boxed. He didn't box Donaire like this. When I say footwork, I'm talking about.
There's the real ringside reporter, not JC. I confused you with JC earlier.
Let us know you're there. Give us a boxing glove emoji in the chat. Share this video, guys.
Hit the like button as well. Share the video. All that good stuff. And let us know your scorecards as the fight goes on. Obviously, I got a 2018 Casimero because Rigo just hasn't done anything. Finally, Rigo sits on a punch there.
Yeah, he's kind of staying on one corner. I mean, my God, this is the 4 corners offense I've ever seen. 4 corners defense.
This is Dean Smith. Look at that. That's running right there, D-Style. That's running. That's not boxing. That's running.
Well, he's definitely showing us he has legs, though. I'll give him that. But I don't know how long he can keep this up.
So Casimero switches southpaw for a second.
What did I say before the fight started? If he tries to fight like this, it ain't going to work. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't believe this is the game plan for the entire fight. You know what I mean?
I hope not. I hope you can't win a fight this way. You can't win a fight this way. Casimero is trying to figure it out. He's trying to get to him, but you can't get to a guy that's just literally running around the ring and not trying to throw a punch. You can't get to that guy.
Well, you know what people argue, though? They'll say, well, he's not being effective with his aggression, right? But what's happening here, guys, we don't have a situation where like one guy is beating out the other guy in aggression. We have a situation where one guy is trying to make the fight and one guy is being extremely negative, right? And I hate to say this because I'm a big Rigo fan and I praise his performances against Donaire. I would always say this. I would say, well, he doesn't move around the ring like Lara. He stands in the pocket a little more. Well, that's not what he's doing right now.
No. This is worse than when Lara fought Canelo. Because at least Lara mixed it up a little bit, right?
Look, it's okay if we do this, Alex, like once or twice during the round to reset a little bit. But he's doing it throughout the whole fight here. I mean, he's literally running laps around the ring. Like, I don't know if you guys... Those that are watching, like, now he's moving the other way. He's definitely showing us he's still got the legs, though. I'll give him that, but he ain't winning this round to me. I got to be honest.
You can't win a round this way. You can't. And Casimero, bless his heart, man, he's trying. But how do you find a guy doing this? How do you find it?
Yeah, because it becomes a Tom and Jerry game, and it's like, ha, if you don't catch him, you lose a round. Like, well, it's not... Like, this is what people are going to say, Cal. Oh, well, it's Casimero should cut off the ring. Like, why is it on Casimero to cut off the ring? Like, well, why doesn't, like, just engage, bro? It's a fight.
Right. And
you finally, know, refs warn guys for holding too much. They should warn guys for this. It's got to be honest. Okay, now he's in the pocket. Let's see what he's got.
Finally, he's in the pocket. But this is exactly right here. Rigo's not even in range to counter. That's not defense.
And he's not landing, Calix. He's not landing when he throws.
That's not defense. Like, defense, you have to make a miss, and then you have to complete the defense by countering. All right? If you're I'm not impressed by a guy making you miss because you're 5 feet away from him. I'm impressed by the guy who's in the pocket. He makes you miss by that much just so he can counter you.
I already know what people are going to say, Calix. Oh, wait, he could have cut off the ring. So it's on him. Like, well, what do you mean? Well, Rigo didn't land anything either. Like, what do you mean?
No.
It's not like he's popping him with the right and moving. Popping him with the right and moving. Is that bro, this is not even stick and move. Can you do you define this sticking and moving? I don't.
He's Usain Bolt mode right now. He's Usain Bolt. Y'all hit the like button as you come in. And if
remember
you
when
hit that like button.
Floyd would like stick and move. He would land, move, get in the pocket, boom, land, then move out of the way. Like you have to like land something. Like he's not landing anything.
Marion Brown said this is gonna be a long fight.
Well, we'll see. Right now, at the moment, Rigondeaux is in the middle of the ring. Again, I don't think his legs are going to be able to do this the whole fight anyway. He's going to tire himself out. It's going to sap his legs, and I think he's going to get caught late.
And look, Beeb's on point. I mean, it's like playing tag when you were a kid, but not even that. Like, at least you could try to. I don't know. This is bad from Rigo so far.
Well, this
so
round's not too bad. It's not too bad this round.
Right.
So.
He's in the pocket now. Casimero's trying to hunt him
like,
down.
I don't have a problem with what he's doing at the moment. He made a miss, and he's right there. I don't have a problem with what's happening this moment. This is fine. But now, here we go.
But again, look, he just made a miss with that left hook, D-style, but he continued to circle out and started trying to counter.
Again, he's making a miss, but is he making them pay? No.
That finally, he landed a counter there, counter right to Casimero's left, and he jabbed to the body. So better work from Rigo this round. So hopefully you're right that's just the game plan for the first couple rounds to try to maybe wear Casimero down, and then he's going to sit in the pocket. I don't know. Maybe that's the game plan. But he gave away the first 3 rounds. I mean, maybe somebody else, somebody in the chat can give me a different scorecard if you gave Rigo a round, but I don't see it. I got it 30-27 Casimero.
Casimero has success when he throws a jab. You should throw it more. You know what I mean? Nice straight by Rigo right there. But he is standing in the pocket, though. That's when he lands, Calix. When he stands in the pocket, he stays in the pocket. That's when he's landing. You know what I mean?
Now, this is a close round.
It is. I have Rigo winning this round.
Right.
But we're just halfway, though, you know, but.
Rigo's that. And you noticed how when Rigo is in the pocket, Casimero's a lot more tentative. He's a lot more because of the reach. It's because of the reach. Rigo's not easy to deal with when he's in the pocket. I don't understand the game plan.
Well, this round's not that bad. I got to be honest. But although he's starting to move a lot, which caused him to give away this round. You know what I mean?
But he looked good in the pocket early in the round, D-style. So why did he get away from it?
I'm not sure. Maybe he feels that was enough to win the round, and now he's going to keep away until the round's over.
This is so frustrating, man. Throw a damn punch.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, okay, I scored my points. Now I'm going to stay away for the rest of the round so I win the round. But, like, this is why I have a problem with the term effective aggressiveness. Like, I don't have an issue with it, but I get what it means. But, you can't punish a guy for not being effective in their aggression when they're the only ones trying to fight. You know what I mean?
I got to be honest, man. Like, halfway through, I thought Rigo was winning that round, and then he ran the second half of the round. I can't give it to him. I can't give a round to a guy doing that. I just can't. 40,
I will say, though, Casimero does look frustrated. I will say that.
He looks frustrated, but at the same time, there's a difference in the frustration. Like, it's frustrated if you're getting touched up. If the guy has a difficult style that's effective, but Rigo right now has a difficult style that's ineffective. You can't win rounds this way. You just can't.
What he said is someone was going to say, wow, he scored his points in the first minute, and then he kept away from the last 2 minutes. So, I mean, that's what they're going to say. You know what I mean?
How'd y'all score that fourth round? I'm interested in the chat because that's an interesting round to score because Rigo did probably land more punches in that round than Casimero. But for the second half of the round, he didn't throw much and was running the whole time. So please let me know in the chat how y'all scored that fourth round because that was kind of a difficult round to score.
I'm gonna give it to him because Casimero didn't land anything.
Right.
But
I got it 4-0. I got it 40-36 Casimero. I just can't get the round to a guy who does that. I'm sorry. Rigo KO. You got to throw a punch. Now, he did sit on the left hand there. And another one.
Well, again, I think the game plan is stay in the pocket, score your points, and then play keep away for the second half of the fight. Is that his game plan?
It could be, or the game plan could be to run for the first half of the fight and then start sitting on punches the second half of the fight if you get Casimero worn down. Could be that. But I'm hoping for Rigo's sake that the game plan is not to do what he's doing for 12 rounds.
Like, I feel like boxing needs a rule where, like, you got to throw a punch every 10 seconds or something. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like
a shot clock?
Like, Yeah, we need a rule like that because come out like stuff like this keeps fans away, bro. I just got to be honest. I'm a fan of a lot of Rigo performances. I really am, and I honestly I didn't blame him for the Abeco. Abeco wasn't throwing anything. Abeco didn't want to throw. That's how it's happening. You have a guy that wants to fight, and you're not fighting him. Like
his performance against Donaire was a thing of beauty. I mean, one of the best like technical performances I've ever seen. This is not that. Not even close.
We can't have this like avoiding to fight as much as possible. Like shouldn't be a thing in a sport where you fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's like being a swimmer. Like how are you gonna win a swim meet if you don't get wet? Like you know what I mean? Like come on, what's going on here, bro?
And you see, like Casimero tries to throw
of engagements, brother,
and Rigo just clinches. This is ugly. Like this is what I was hoping not to happen. I got my question answered already. I got my question, and he's yucking up the fight. He's yucking it up. I wanted entertainment. I wanted a guy with diminishing skills and reflexes who is more exciting in the ring. But instead, what we're getting is a guy trying to yuck up the fight to stay in there with
what's
the
happening, Calix, is he's not using his reflexes. Like he used to stay in the pocket against guys, make a miss, make a pay, do subtle movements. What he's doing, he's just running around the ring right now. I mean, that's what he's doing.
But the frustrating part about it, D-Style, is when he's in the pocket, like he is right now. I think you're about 5-10 seconds behind me. Yeah. He actually looks decent. Like he's landing straight shots. He's sitting on him. I don't understand this game. He doesn't have to do this. He landed a decent body shot. Oh,
I'll tell you what it is.
Casimero landed a nice right hook at the end of the round. Another Casimero round. I got it 5-0. Y'all let me know how y'all scored that 5th round.
I mean, if I use a 10-point must system, I guess I have to give it to Rigondeaux. But
there goes your boy, Rolando Romero.
I just don't. I don't know.
Eddie Reynoso watching the fight. He Rigo keeps running. That's what we're saying. He's just running. More like an electric bike. D-Style, I can't get the guy around. I got it 5-0 Casimero.
I got it 3-2.
The 4th round. Let me know how y'all scored the 4th round.
He didn't land that. Oh, yeah, okay. He did. It kind of landed it, but nothing flush. You know what I mean?
But how do you land a punch against the guy who's doing this?
Oh, I get what you mean, but unfortunately, there's no rule in boxing that forces a guy to fight.
There isn't. But there is a rule in boxing that you have to throw punches to win rounds. At least as far as I'm concerned.
My issue is that this is what Rigo's doing, bro. He's landing a couple punches, and then he's milking the clock. That's what he's doing.
Okay, so does that win you a round is my question.
I don't know.
To me, it doesn't. I got it 5-0 Casimero. I don't know how you have it scored. Maybe you have it 3-2. I'm not sure. Marion Brown's got it 5-0 as well. I mean,
if he's going to keep doing this, you might as well read like Tony Boswell's super chat. Like if he's going to be doing this shit, you know what I mean?
Tony Boswell, much respect. Calix Boxing 2.0 on the panel. Stopped in to show support and hit the like button. I appreciate that. Hit the like button if you're in. And this is frustrating to watch, man. It really is.
Look, I'm not giving him those rounds because I like the way he's fighting. I'm just giving it to him based off of how you score. Excitement isn't a part of scoring, but I'm not liking what he's doing. You know, Casimero with a right hand, but I just think it's going to backfire on Rigo here. You know what I mean?
I don't see how you score. How anybody can score a round for a guy doing this. This was my argument for Lara versus Canelo, and how could you possibly come out with Lara beating Canelo in that fight? There's no way he did enough in 7 rounds, the way he was fighting, to win rounds. There's a difference between making a guy. If you make a guy miss by 5 feet and just circle off, that's not impressive to me. If you make a guy miss by a couple inches so you can counter, that's impressive to me.
Like imagine
like in basketball, D-Style. If you block a shot and you block it into the stands, guess what? The other team's got the ball. You block a shot to the other side of the court to where your defender can get it and go on offense. That's impressive. That's an impressive block. To me, it's not impressive making a guy miss by 5.
I will say one thing though, Calix. Casimero has gotten to a point where just putting his hands down and just coming at him, that could backfire. I'm just telling you right now, that could backfire just going at Rigo like that. Like,
right.
Keep your guard up and keep going. You know what I mean? Don't get lazy just because he ain't fighting you. That could backfire a little bit. You know what I mean?
I also got this. I got this one on the TV, and we just got Franco Maloney on the.
I'll catch Franco Maloney later.
I got that one on the phone, but this is the one I'm paying attention to right now. And another round for Casimero to me. 6-0. Rigo just not doing enough, man. Ringside Reporters got it 4-1 to Casimero.
I will give that round to Casimero, but I have it 4 rounds to 2.
4 rounds, 2. I mean, you have a couple rounds that you got to be frustrated as a judge, right? Because there's just not much to go off of. If you have a guy that's circling the whole time and barely sitting on punches, barely throwing punches, and as an effect of that, you have a guy who cannot land punches because you just cannot catch the guy and you cannot slow him down because he's literally running to me. There's a difference between being a defensive fighter and just literally running. He's Usain Bolt right now. This is
I just want to, if I could say this, like imagine like basketball, right? Imagine there was no shot clock, right? What would teams do, Calix, if there was no shot clock? And they score a couple baskets. What would they start
doing? Back in the day, you had North Carolina, Dean Smith, 4 corners. You had games in the 30s.
Yeah, so like
it just didn't shoot.
People need to understand, right? That like you need I'm not saying like maybe I was exaggerating with throw a punch every 10 seconds, but just like a guy gets warned for holding too much, they should get warned for moving around the ring and being negative. People like they get on me like it's not a thing. It is a thing to be too negative. It is.
And this is a good comment too from Mr. Boxing Today too. Is he better be careful chasing him because he could walk into something. The thing though is Rigo's just not sitting on anything.
You know what though? Stop chasing him. Just wait for him in the middle of the ring. I mean, at this point, because then they're going to say, "Well, you didn't cut off the ring, so that's why he lost." Like nowhere does it say you need to cut off the ring when a dude doesn't want to fight in order to win the round. Find me where it says that.
Steve Farhood has the fight even through 6.
I hate to say it, but it's possible, Calix.
God.
It's possible to have it that way.
I hate it. I hate it because you know what? I can see people scoring it that way because Casimero just can't get to him because he's moving so much.
Because you got to cut it off the ring. If you don't cut off the ring, it's your fault. That's what people are going to say. But I think Casimero needs to start like here's the thing though, right? I get that the guy's moving around. I get he's being negative, but keep boxing. Like Canelo kept boxing. He didn't get in. He didn't start putting his hands down against. You know what I mean? Like I get the frustration, but just keep you know what I mean. I don't even think he should be chasing him that much. Like follow or not follow, but
there he
try
is.
to get in range.
He just stopped. He's saying fight. Fight.
At the end of the day, there's no reason for you to go after the dude. Make him fight. You know what I mean? You don't need to go after him. There's no rule that says you need to go after him. There's no rule you need to cut off the ring. Fuck you. How about you fight, dude? Let's go.
I mean, son of a bitch. Throw a punch.
What happened, Rigondeaux? You just stood there like you were ready to go and you started running, brother.
Dude, I'm just telling people right now.
Stop. Rigo, I don't know why he's following him. Why are you following the dude? He doesn't want to fight. Stop following him.
But D-Style, I'm just telling people right now. Rigo is a special athlete. He just is. Even at 40 years old, 40 plus, he's a special athlete. So if he has it in his mind that he's going to fight this way, where you're not going to catch him, I don't care how special you are, it's going to be tough to catch him.
Why is Rigo saying, come on? Like, bro, you're the one running away, bro. What do you mean, come on? You know what I mean?
So I literally don't know how to score this round. I don't know how to score it.
I don't know how to score it either, to be honest with you. Because a lot of people are going to give it to Rigo because Casimero was missing punches, and they're going to focus on that. But Rigo did he land anything significant on Casimero this round?
You know who I blame tonight? You know who I blame?
The ref.
Nonito Donaire is who I blame, because we should be watching Casimero versus Donaire right now. And instead, we have Rigo in here who has no intentions of fighting. This is just, I mean, if Rigo wins this fight, if they give it to him on the scorecards, I don't want to watch the guy fight again.
If I could say this really quick, we have 115 people in the chat, right? Hit the like button, guys. Give us that like button. Come on. It ain't our fault Rigo ain't fighting. You know what I mean? Like, but give us a like. You know what I mean? Press the like button.
Hit the like button, and also tell me how you have this scored. Because at this point, I have no idea how to score.
You got to counter, bro. It's not just about making a miss. That's like intercepting a ball, Calix, and then dropping the ball on the floor.
I got it 4-2, Casimero. I'm seeing a lot of 4-2s. 5-1, ringside reporter. Yeah, Steve Farhood has it a draw. Rigo copied Floyd's style. We need to
draw like a
Floyd
circle.
Sat on his punches though.
We need something like we need like a circle in the middle of the ring. You got to be inside that circle a certain amount of time. We need something in boxing, bro. Something like that.
You got to be able to. I don't know. If you're the ref, do you just tell the guy you gotta stop doing this?
But how do you tell them if it's not like the ref is only there to enforce the rule, right? There's no rule against this, right? But like, let me put it this way: turning your back on your opponent, you shouldn't do that. They can stop the fight for doing that. Now, this isn't turning your back, but yeah.
But this is the frustrating thing. Mr. Boxing today brings up a good point that he looked good. The frustrating thing is he did, and then Casimero doesn't land any punches. So how do you score? How do you even score that? I don't know.
Yeah, but Rigo's not landing anything significant in this fight, bro.
When's the last time we had a significant punch landed? And that's because of Rigo. He's not doing anything. I mean, he landed a nice right hand right there, but Casimero just stalking.
There should be something in the scoring criteria that says, right, that clearly states who's trying to make the fight.
Yeah.
Okay? And either it's one or both, and if one of them's not trying to fight, you should that shouldn't matter in the scoring.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to watch a fight. That's why we're watching it. We want to see a fight.
Farhood's got Rigo up around a point.
And I hate to say this, it's possible. Like, I hate to say it, but it's possible. Yeah, I mean, he is making Casimero miss like a wild man, though. I'm not going to lie. But
he is, but
is he making them pay? Well, he never makes them pay. Like, Casimero's making him miss too. But you know, like what so what the fuck, you know? And Rigo just threw and he missed. Are people gonna say, oh, he made a miss? No, because he's making a miss in a different way. He's making a miss while he's coming in. One guy is making a miss while he's moving away. So people just believe if you're on your back foot, that means that you're the one making being defensive.
This is
crazy.
This is not a great performance by Rigo. This is a horrible performance by Rigo. So anybody that's I'm just stopping this right now because I'm sure we're gonna hear people say, "What a great, masterful performance by Rigo." He didn't get hit all night. No, this is not boxing. This is not boxing. It's not. I'm scoring this round for Casimero. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I am not scoring a round for a dude doing this. I'm just not. You know, I gave him 2 rounds. Because he actually sat on some punches.
It's going to be interesting, Calix, how the judges score this.
I know.
I know people
I'm talking about my scorecard. I'm not scoring around for a dude doing this. I'm just not. I'm drawing a line in the sand.
People are going to bring up, defensive fighter. Look at Whitaker didn't do this shit. Whitaker didn't do this.
No.
Whitaker's on the box strike for landing 400 punches on motherfuckers. Okay? Now you got to throw. You got to land some, bro.
I got it 6-2, Casimero. I got it 6-2. And Rigo's lucky to get those 2 rounds from me. Because in those 2 rounds, he was borderline.
He wants to avoid fighting the whole fight, land 1 or 2 punches, and he wants to win a fight by that way. I'm gonna count Casimero's shot to the forehead right there. That counts to me there. You know what I mean? At some point, brother, at some point, you got to stand in the pocket. At some point, you need to box it. I don't. People, why has boxing become running away and like doing this? How did that become the term for boxing, Calix? Well, this is not boxing. At the moment, he said, "I'll give him this." At the moment, he's in the pocket.
Yeah,
Casimero with a headlock, hitting him while he got him in a headlock.
Dude, I'm already preparing myself for them giving Rigo on the cards. I'm already preparing myself for it. And I'm going to be aggravated, and you're going to see a lot of ranting from me this week if that's the case, because you can't win a fight doing this. You just can't. And Casimiro's having more success landing punches this round. It may be that Rigo's legs are wearing down a little bit. Or maybe Casimiro's just getting pissed off at this point and just chasing.
The only way we can avoid any controversy, Calix, if one of them lands a knockout below and it's a wrap. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm telling you, Rigo deserves to get knocked out for this. I hope Casimero knocks him out because this is garbage. This is absolute garbage.
Do you guys really think like Top Rank's going to negotiate and try to make a fight with Rigo and Monster Inoue this way?
I never want to see Rigo fight again after this. Never, ever. Ever. Go. And it's sad to say because he's a talented dude, like super talented.
Hopkins didn't do this shit. Especially. Hopkins didn't fight like this.
I don't want to watch this guy fight if he's going to do this. Hell no.
Well, at the moment, he's in the pocket. But then every time I say that, he ends up running around the ring.
But then when Casimero catches him and he lands one or two shots like he just did to the body, Rigo just wraps him up. And I got my question answered, D-Style. He's yucking up the fight, and that's what I was afraid of. He's yucking up the fight. He's not capable, apparently, of standing in the pocket and putting on a masterful performance like he did against Donaire 10, 11 years ago. He's not capable of that anymore, so he's just going to move around. He doesn't have the reflexes to do it, but he has the legs to run around still. That's what I'm seeing. I never want to see the dude fight again. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't care if he wins this fight or not. If he wins this fight, to hell with Undisputed. To hell with him getting the winner of Inoue Donaire. Give me Casimero versus that winner. And like I said, man, my frustration is
Casimero he landed a good shot of the year. He's outlanding Rigo, even though Rigo's running around the ring, and he's outlanding him in this round.
I'm going to put up a poll question in a minute.
Four corners defense, ladies and gentlemen. Ref needs to give him a warning, bro. Like, stop fucking holding. Like, goddamn, dude. Just tell him no more holding. Ref, look at him and say no more holding. Like, what's hard about that?
I'm putting that poll question up right now. Is Rigondeaux the greatest track star you've ever seen? Yes or no? This is garbage. This is not boxing. It's not boxing. This is not what I tune in for. You work hard all week.
He got, look at that, right to the solar plexus. He got outstruck in it. Even though he's not trying to, he's moving around. He got outstruck by Casimero in this round.
And Casimero landed that round. That's right. So maybe Rigo is slowing down a little bit with his legs. All right. So
my scorecard the same as B's, by the way, 6-3. Even though I don't like the way he fought those 3 rounds, but
6-3 Casimero. I'm seeing a lot of that as well. I got a 7-2 Casimero. But you cannot win a fight this way. God, I hope they don't score these rounds for Rigo. God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, there's no way. There's no way he won round 9.
I'm hoping they're not scoring this fight like Steve Farhood is scoring this fight.
Well, even Steve Farhood has to give him round 9, right?
Yeah, it has to. But we're going to find out. Y'all let us know your scorecards in the chat. To me, Casimero is well ahead. And he scored that round for Casimero, but he still got Rigondeaux up a point. I don't see it. Casimero tries to land a left hook there, and Rigondeaux circles out without countering, of course.
Like what? Like you guys have to ask yourself, what's happening while Rigondeaux's moving down the ring? Nothing.
God, I wish we could have got Casimero Donaire tonight. I mean, just awful.
It's Casamero's manager's fault for calling Donaire's wife a bitch or whatever he did. You know what I mean? It's his fault.
Run PMC says War Rigo. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. If I never see Rigondeaux fight again, I'll be completely fine. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people's opinion right now that this is just awful. Rigondeaux decided when he took this fight, I'm just going to stink it out.
Because what happens, Alex, stuff like this is, I mean, I'm sure you've seen fights with family members or friends, and this is one of those fights where they tune out. They start talking about tomorrow and what are we going to do tomorrow and next weekend, and they're not even watching the fight anymore. That's the type of fight this is, and that's the type of shit. That's why people walk away from the sport.
This is the type of fight where we start talking about Virgil Ortiz. Like, man, you saw that Virgil Ortiz performance against Mean Machine? That was a beautiful performance. But it's frustrating because you wanted to see a great semifinals here at bantamweight. This fight, and then Inoue versus Donaire. I mean, Rigo landed a shot there on Casimero.
Casimero did get him with a right. But when you're chasing the dude around like that, you're going to lose your balance. Fuck this fight. You're going to lose your balance. You're going to, I remember people, Canelo lost balance and he fell against the ropes when he was fighting Lara 3 or 4 times. Yeah, because he's going after him, bro.
I mean,
bro, you try fighting somebody who's running away from you. Just give it a shot.
Go to the parking lot, go to a club, and you get into a fight. Rigo landed a nice shot there, but he doesn't follow up on it. It's just one shot. Once again, it's one of those rounds. How do you even score that? You can't score a fight when one fighter does not want to engage. And the other guy's not even able to land a shot because the other fighter doesn't want to engage. Now, Casimero landed a nice body shot and then went upstairs again, but I just can't score rounds for Rigo, man. I'm sorry. 8-2. I got 8-2 Casimero.
No, but Casimero landed some nice body shots. Like we can't go off on that one punch that Rigo landed, you know?
And I thought that was a shot that Rigo landed, but he actually just pushed his head against the ropes. That wasn't even a shot. So I saw one nice shot.
That is a clear. He's getting outstruck by Casimero, even though he's fighting a style that you need to outland your opponent, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Casimero is as frustrated as the rest of us are. We're all frustrated with the guy who refuses to throw a punch. Dude, pick another sport. Go run track. Go do something.
Too late. He's 44 years old, bro. Too late.
I mean, go do something else. The poll is Rigondeaux the greatest track star you've ever seen. 74% say yes. That's including Usain Bolt. So good for him.
Imagine. Let me ask you guys this, okay? You're in the Walmart parking lot. A dude slaps your chick's ass. You roll up your sleeve, say, "Oh, motherfucker, it's on," and then you start doing what Rigondeaux is doing right now. Are you defending your lady's honor or not? Well, for all the geniuses out there, you know that's not how you would fight. Fuck you if you're out here saying, "Oh, this is what it's all about. This is how you should fight." Like, shut up.
You can't behave like this as a fighter. You just can't. Like this isn't boxing. It's not boxing. This isn't fighting. I don't know what this is, but it's not that. Now, right now, he's standing in the pocket. Steve Farhood has it back to a draw after 10 rounds. He's standing in the pocket now. This is fine, what's happening now. You know, he's just pawing out the jab. He's got Casimero at bay because Casimero is afraid of what's going to come back if he throws while Rigo's in the pocket. All right? So to me, Rigo is actually winning this exchange because it's been being fought on his terms, and he's in the pocket. But the circling thing, constant lateral movement, constant running, I can't score that for Rigo. Now, as of right now, Rigo's winning this 11th round to me because he's actually standing in the pocket. Nice, although Casimero landed some nice shots there on the clinch. Now he gave him a noogie. This is ugly. This is ugly. I think D-Style fell off on me. But this is ugly, man. This is trash. You cannot behave this way as a fighter. You cannot behave this way as a fighter in a big fight. It just can't happen. It can't happen. Throw some punches. Stand in the pocket. That's the frustrating thing about this is when Rigo stands in the pocket, Casimero is more measured. Casimero's sort of hesitant to throw shots because he's afraid of what's going to come back at him. And that's when Rigo's actually winning some rounds, is when he at least mixes some of that in with the constant running. But this right here, all it is running. You cannot score a round for a guy who runs the whole time. It was my same exact point for Canelo versus Lara. But at least Lara mixed in punches in between his running at points in those rounds. At least he did that. He didn't do 7 rounds worth of it for those people who gave Lara that fight against Canelo, which you're crazy. You're crazy if you did. But this is just running. This is just running. If you're a world-class fighter in a legit championship fight, you're on Showtime. You got into this fight. Donaire backed out. You came into this fight. You have an opportunity to win this fight and then fight for undisputed in 2022 between the winner of Inoue and Donaire. And you put on this performance? Even if he wins, who the hell wants to watch him fight again? I don't. If I never watch Rigondeaux fight ever again, I'm completely fine. I'm completely fine. And, you know, 6'5", I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I get it. It's tough to score this because although one guy is clearly running, there are some rounds when he's landing more shots. Oh, nice straight left by Rigondeaux to start the 12th round. I got to give him that one. He sat on that one. But he's not doing it enough for me. And I can't. The level of difficulty here for Casimero is much higher because he's trying to fight a guy who refuses to engage. So it's easier for Rigo to look good because he's constantly moving. So it's easier for him to look good. For Casimero, how do you look good against a guy doing this? He's not even trying to fight. He's not trying to fight. I mean, what is this? I don't get it, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I strongly disagree with anybody who's going to score this fight for Rigo. I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree with people scoring these rounds for Rigo. I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it. You know, and look, I wish Casimero could catch him. I wish Casimero could look better against this, but how do you look good against this? This isn't boxing. This is not boxing. And we're in the 12th now, halfway through. Not much going on once again. I mean, Rigo sat on a couple punches. Casimero once again trying to track him down. Rigo once again running. I mean, I get it. There are some rounds where he landed more punches. But how do you score a round for a guy who's running over 2 minutes of the round? This is not boxing. This is not boxing. I'm sorry. It's running. This is running. Frustrating fight. This isn't boxing. I believe the judges' scorecards will be all over the place. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draw. And quite frankly, and frustratingly, you're right. You're right. I'm seeing the scorecards all over the place. And, you know, I can't really blame people. So how do you score this? How do you score a boxing match that's not a boxing match? I guess that's the best way to sum this up. This isn't a boxing match. It's just not. I feel bad for Casimero because he came in here expecting a boxing match. And what he got was a track meet. And to me, you can't score a fight. You can't have the guy who brought the track meet to a boxing match. You can't score the fight for that guy. You can't. Tell his ass to go run in the track. I'm sure there's a track close to where this fight is. Tell him to go there. Go there. Go try out for the Cuban Olympic team in track. But get off my TV. The fight just ended. I never, ever, 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 ever want to see Guillermo Rigondeaux fight again. Ever. I don't care if he won the fight or not. Never want to see the guy fight again. What a trash performance. What an absolute trash performance. Me in this poll, and then I'm going to start a new poll if I can. It's not letting. There it is. The new poll is, do you ever want to see Rigo fight again? That's the new poll. And I should have put a third option. Hell no, because that's my answer. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. And I don't even know where to go with this, B. I don't know where to go with it. You know what? 12-0 Casimero. That's how I score the fight. To hell with this dude. Go on the track. Go run on the track somewhere. I never want to see this dude in the boxing ring ever again. What a trash performance. What a garbage performance by Rigo. Awful. Awful, 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 awful. I don't know what Bob said about Rigo, but I never want to see the dude fight again. Track and field Rigo. Get this dude off my TV, and I see D-Styles back on. Can hop on at any point you want, man. And I just summed it up in the best way that I know how, because I think like everybody, I'm baffled by what I just saw, but everybody came here expecting to watch a boxing match. Okay? And Casimero came here expecting to participate in a boxing match. But unfortunately, he came across a guy across from him who brought a track meet to a boxing match. Okay? There is no way in hell. I'm sorry. There is no way in hell I'm going to score a fight for a dude who brought a track meet to a boxing match. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's see what these stats say. 44 and
yeah, that's my
28 and 97, 41. I mean, both of them low percentage, but that's the fight that Rigo brought. This isn't a boxing match. It's not a boxing match.
Hey, Calix, the crazy thing is, like, those are heavyweight. Those are low for heavyweights. This is a bantamweight fight, bro.
It's a bantamweight fight. That's exactly right.
Like, yeah, I lost my internet in the middle and power and everything. I don't know what happened. Like, I think my electricity was tired of watching Rigondeaux fight. I think that's what happened. He put the whole fucking circuit out over here or some shit.
So we got 47 punches landed by Casimero. This is the whole fight, D-Style, and this is a bantamweight fight. 47 punches landed by Casimero, 44 by Rigo. They didn't even combine 100 punches landed, and that's all on Rigo because Casimero wanted to fight. Rigo did not. So that's why I cannot fight. I don't care, dude. 10-point must system, I don't care. I'm not scoring a fight for a guy who does it. I'm not scoring around for a guy who does this.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to do? But I agree.
Oh, hold on. All right, we got 115, 113 Rigo, 116, 112 Casimero. Come on, Casimero. Yeah, Casimero got it. 117, 111 on the third card. Get out of here, Rigo. Get out of here. I never want to see the dude fight again. I'm glad people are reacting this way in the poll. 86% don't want to see this guy fight ever again. Rigondeaux needs to retire. Never. And look, if he wants to fight again, do not put this guy on Showtime. Do not put him on DAZN. Do not put him on ESPN. Let the dude fight on whatever he wants to fight on. Or he can be the first fight on a long card. But I never want to see the dude fight again. Go. Yeah. Go on the track. Go on the track.
I agree with you. I agree.
How in the hell do you score rounds for that? I don't know, but and that's not me being critical of the scorecards I'm seeing, because I see smart people saying I had to draw. It's not that I'm being critical of that. It's if you're a world class.
It's not an indictment on that.
No, I'm not being critical of those scorecards I'm seeing, because those are smart people and they just don't know how to score this, because I'm the same way. How do you score that? But I'm being critical of Rigo because if you're a boxer, if you're a world-class boxer, you have to box. You have to box. That's not boxing.
Hey, Kellex, like I just hate how, this is a pet peeve of mine. Aggressiveness, which is what helps make a fight, they put the term effective on it, so people judge the fuck out of that. Well, he was ineffective. He was missing all the time. But they never say effective defense, right? Like running around avoiding engagement is not defense to me. It just isn't.
No, so. I agree, and I'm seeing a lot of I never want to see Rigo fight again. That's the thing. Like, even if you win, D-Style, even if you win.
Well, you didn't win. And I'm glad that they give it to Casimero. And I think the sport itself, the sanctioning bodies, etc., need to look at, at the end of the day, we need bodies to watch the sport. And let's be honest, outside of a few fringe asshole boxing fans are going to act like elitists and be like, I thought he put on a boxing lesson. Outside of that, ain't nobody want to watch that, bro.
No.
Nobody wants to watch that.
That's exactly my point. Like, even if he would have gotten that scorecard, even if it's 115, 113 twice on his scorecard, nobody wants to see Undisputed at that point, because nobody wants to watch Rigo ever fight again. Ever.
Right.
You win, so you win, but you lose. And I guess Bob Arum said it. How do you promote a guy like Rigo? But it used to be like Rigo, he wasn't fun, but he was still dominating. He was still able to sit in the pocket and make people look dumb. This is not that. Like, I've appreciated, even though he wasn't entertaining, I've appreciated Rigo performances in the past. But this?
Yeah.
No. If this is what you want to bring to the table, go. Peace out.
There was Rigondeaux performances in the past that were not exciting, but that I could see, like, look, he was standing in front of a Beckel the whole time. A Beckel wouldn't fucking throw. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he was dominating them, and he was clearly landing maybe just 6-7 punches around, but the other guy was landing nothing, But at the end of the day, man, like you can't, bro, you got to throw more, man. You got to engage more. Like, it's my opinion. You know what I mean? So
the good thing, though, is now Casimero lines himself up, and Casimero is actually a fun fighter. He just couldn't look that way tonight, but he lines himself up for Undisputed in 2022. I think we're going to get Inoue versus Donaire too later in the year. I think they're trying to figure out the whole Japan thing for later in the year. Same thing with GGG versus Murata. For whatever reason, I think Olympics had a lot to do with it. I think the COVID situation there has a lot to do with it. They're putting off the fights to later in the year. So I think we're going to get that fight. And that lines us up with 3 exciting fighters at the top of the division now who are going to compete for Undisputed. So that's good that we got that going on at 118. And now Rigo's out of the equation, because we need to get Rigo out of the equation if this is what he's going to bring to the table. But Casimero's lined himself up. The frustrating thing is we should have gotten Casimero versus Donaire tonight. I don't like that Donaire pulled out of that fight. Don't agree with it, but that's another situation. But at least we're going to get, hopefully, Inoue versus Donaire too. You think Donaire's got a shot in that fight? Because Inoue's a different beast, man, even than he was 2 years ago.
So does he have a shot? The answer is yes, but it's a slim shot. Like, I think he had the performance of his life 2 years ago, and I don't think Inoue had his best performance. And Inoue still won and still knocked him down with a body shot. So this time I think Inoue probably wins a unanimous decision or knocks him out late.
Right. I agree. I think Inoue is going to win that fight, and I think we're lining ourselves up for Inoue versus Casimero fight. But that's all Filipino showdown would have been fun. That's why I'm frustrated with Casimero Donaire falling off, and instead we got Casimero Rigo, because this would have been a fun night for boxing had we got that. Because we got Virgil Ortiz, that was fun. Franco Maloney's on right now. I'm gonna be tuning into that one in a minute. But for Farhood had it 114. I'm gonna go on a quick rant again. And by the way, hit that like button if you're in the chat. We're gonna give our final thoughts on this. Hit that like button. And by the way, do you ever want to see Rigo fight again? 65 votes, 85%. I might as well just end it now. 85% say no, they don't want to see Rigo fight again. And that's the thing, man. Like, even if you're a special fighter, D-Style, like, even if you're a special fighter, like Rigo is, he's a special talent. If you're boring, if you don't bring anything to the table, if you don't at least try to fight, nobody's gonna want to watch it. Nobody wants to watch it.
We're watching fighting. Like, here's the thing, man, and I keep harping on this, and I've been harping. It's just not like I'm just saying this because this fight frustrated me. I've been saying this, right? Like, if you're being like, there is a such thing as being too negative. Like, there is. Like, he was being too negative. Like, I don't understand what people have a hard time understanding about that, you know? I just want to give my final thoughts because the phone's actually dying on me here, but I don't know what happened with my internet there. I got to check out what's up with that. But at the end of the day, look, unfortunately, we have a lot of issues with judging in boxing, so it's hard to like send a message with judging, but I will say that sending a message like this, like, look, if you fight that way, you're not going to win. It's going to discourage fighters from fighting that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if fighters know, I'm not going to win if I do this. Like, we need an engagement rule in boxing. Just like other sports have rules that make the participants participate in the sport they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like here, you're fighting. You should be like, there should be rules that say, if you're not engaging, we're going to take a point from you, or we're going to, you know what I mean? We're going to give you a certain warning. Like, there should be rules of engagement, bro. Like, I honestly feel that way. I don't know why anybody would be against that.
All right,
you know, like, why are you against that?
Yeah, like a common sense rule where a referee can step in, right, and say, "Look, you got to fight."
Yeah, look, you're not engaging enough. Okay, I'm gonna take away a point if you keep doing this, right? Another thing, I get that holding is just an infraction and all that, but if a guy's running around the ring and the only time, like when they finally catch him, right, he starts holding, like, as a ref, like, you gotta say something about that. You gotta tell him, hey man, you can't just hold like that. Fight out of it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it. Like, there's different instances where holding is used and all that. I get it. But fighters should be forced to engage in the fight. That's just my feeling.
It's a fight.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? Like, and then it's gotten to a point where fans will argue, be okay with this. Like, oh, well, it's Casimero's fault. Like, what? Just mark my words. There's going to be people saying, it's not Rigo's fault. Casimero couldn't cut off the ring. That's what they're going to be saying. That's number one, right? But it's not like boxing is not like we understand what boxing is. It's a fight, right? If one guy decides, I'm not going to fight, it doesn't become a de facto Tom and Jerry game or Roadrunner versus the Coyote game. And if you don't catch him, you lose a round. Like, no, like, it always stays a fight. On my scorecards, Calix, the Roadrunner never won the scorecards because it was never engaging with the Coyote. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Roadrunner never fought the Coyote, right? So, to me, like, you need to engage, and I don't know what needs to happen, but I think the WBC, WBO, WBA, they all need to get together and come up with an engagement rule that basically says, look, if you're constantly getting out of the pocket and not engaging, you could have a point deducted. You know what I mean? Or we throw the criterias out the window and you lose a round because you're not engaging. Like, we need to do this for our sport. Like, this isn't like the past, guys. Like, there's so many options now in entertainment that people could go to. They could go watch MMA. They could go watch UFC. They could go watch something else. We need these fighters to actually engage and actually have a fight. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't move around the ring, but you need to, at some point, get it. You need to be in the pocket and engage. That's just a message that needs to be sent out. Point blank, period. And we need to reward risk takers. We need to reward guys that take the risk, that want to make the fight. Like, that's what we should be rewarding, not the guys not trying to fight, the ones trying to fight. And Casimero was trying to fight tonight. You know what I mean? And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, and look, before you go, real quick, I just want to say, look, Rigo put everybody in a tough spot. Like, you see Beebs, and shout out to Beeb, ringside reporter. Check that out tomorrow. Best Sunday show in boxing. Beeb's always killing it, always on point. When I say you can't score for Rigo, like, I'm not being critical of the scorecards, because he's saying, because Beeb had it a draw, Farhood had it a draw, and Farhood's a smart dude too. Like, these are people who know their boxing. Like, they're not, they know their boxing. But Rigo is putting everybody in a tough spot. And you say that we got to use, like I say, let's just use common sense. And the referee says, look, you got to fight. You got to fight. All right. But there's not much common sense with referees sometimes and with judges. So at the end of the day, this is all Rigo's fault. It's all Rigo's fault. We're talking about something that's an extreme outlier here. Like, we don't see guys do this often. Like, this was bad. This was bad. Like, this was very bad.
I'll tell you what, Alex, we better not see Ugas do this next week.
And I don't think we will. And the other thing with that is Pacquiao's, even at this age, he's a special fighter that will be able to track Ugas down throughout the fight, right? So I don't think we're going to see that from Ugas. He doesn't seem to be cut from that cloth for me. I think he's going to sit in the pocket and try to use that jab. So I don't think we're going to get that. This is an extreme example here. So we're talking about fixing things that are extreme example. At the end of the day, this is all Rigo's fault. He put everybody in a tough position tonight. He put smart people in a tough position to score a fight that shouldn't. Halfway through this fight, we should have all said, look, we're ditching the 10-point must system. We're just not going to score the fight for this guy. But you can't do that, unfortunately. So he puts everybody in a tough spot where they have to score a fight that's unscorable.
But Alex, that's why I'm saying we need an engagement rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That there needs to be a rule in boxing that says you got to box. You got to fight. You know what I mean? For some reason, people think this is boxing. He's not running, he's boxing. I don't believe a guy could run like that. People come up with terms like that. Like, you know what we mean. Like, you know exactly what we mean. This was trash, man. That's not boxing. That's not what this was. And worse yet, Alex, let me tell you something, man. If you sat down a relative to watch this shit, they would say they never want to watch boxing again. That's what they would say.
You're right.
Like, just ask yourself this question: How many boxing fans were made tonight? None.
Unless they were watching Virgil Ortiz or
God,
this Franco Maloney fight.
Yeah, look at Virgil. He dominated. He was in the pocket, and then we get people say, "Oh, he was getting hit a little too much." Okay, because he was in the pocket, bro. But guess what? Because he was in the pocket, because he was engaging, he took him out. He dropped him 4 or 5 times. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think Rigo felt a little bit of that power in the first round. Decided, you know what? I'm going to play safety first. 4 corners defense, and it's unfortunate to me. You know what I mean? Because I honestly feel, Calix, like Rigo had a shot if he stood in the pocket. He could have won this fight. He could have hurt Casimero. He could have made. We don't know. We will never know because he never engaged.
Yeah, he did have success in the pocket, and Casimero was a little more hesitant, but it could have been that he felt Casimero's power earlier in the round. He wasn't willing to stand in the pocket for 12 rounds. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, D-Style. I know you're running low on power. Let everybody know where to find you real quick before you head out.
Go ahead. D-Style Boxing. And I'll definitely be talking about this later on this week, man. This horrible And that's all I got to say. Peace out. I'm going to go watch this Franco Maloney fight. Peace out, guys.
Peace. And I think we're in the 12th round of Franco Maloney. So if you've been watching Franco Maloney, please let me know in the chat how you have this fight scored, because I'm just tuning in the 10th round. I'm watching it as I talk. And they're going into the 12th round, I believe. I believe that's where we're at. But Casimero may not have not one in point, but fighters needed to throw some damn punches. Yes. Throw punches. How does Casimero? Nobody can look good, possibly. There's not a fighter alive who could have looked good against Rigo tonight. He didn't allow it. And my whole point is, I don't think we need to add rules of engagement, how D-Style was saying, because this is an extreme outlier. What Rigo did tonight, is an extreme outlier. He brought a track meet to a boxing match. You know, we've seen defensive fighters fight before, but they're still entertaining because they still mix in engagement. Defense is you make a guy miss by this much, and you make him miss by this much. There's a reason strategically to do it. You make him miss this much because you're closer to them to counter. You don't make a guy miss by 3-4 feet and just circle out and call that defense. That's not great defense. It's just not. Maloney goes down. Maloney just went down. Oh, they called it a slip. All right. So Franco Maloney's in the 12th round. Hit me up and let me know how y'all have this fight scored, because I'm just catching these last 2 rounds. I expected this to be a close war, and it looks like that's what we got here. But you can't win a fight if you're competing in a different sport than the guy. Casimero was trying to compete in a boxing match tonight, and Rigo was trying to compete in a track meet. If you bring a track meet to a boxing match, don't expect to get the victory. Don't expect to get it on my scorecard, because halfway through this fight, I threw away my 10-point must system and said, I'm not scoring for this fight. I'm not scoring this guy. I'm not giving this guy any rounds. And I feel bad for intelligent boxing fans who were forced to have this fight a draw, like Beeb, like Farhood, because they're actually sitting down and trying to break this thing down and break this fight down, which is impossible to do because you have a guy bringing another sport to a boxing match. You have a guy bringing another sport to the boxing ring. He's bringing track and field to a boxing ring. You can't possibly intelligently score that. So you have intelligent people trying to break this down, and it's almost impossible to do. It's almost impossible to do. It is impossible to do. How do you even score it? How do you score it? And that's Rigo's fault. It's Rigo's fault. Rigo made everybody's life miserable tonight who watched that fight. I can't think. I mean, is there a single person alive who watched that fight tonight and said, oh, that was a great performance by Rigo? That was a stellar performance. What a great, grandioso defensive performance by Rigo. No, because it wasn't great defense. You can't have great defense running. Same thing I said about Lara versus Canelo, but at least Lara mixed in some fighting with the running. At least I'll give him that. Rigondeaux equals Mayweather. The thing about Mayweather, though, man, is he actually walked guys down. He sat on punches. He mixed things up. He was a complex fighter. This is not that. Like this tonight was garbage. Garbage. Franco versus Maloney. It looks like Franco, to me, is celebrating like he won the fight. And Franco was actually the underdog in this fight, plus 186. So I'm interested in seeing how these scorecards come out for Franco Maloney. I only saw the last 3 rounds, but Farhood was hitting the pipe in between rounds. JC. Farhood doesn't strike me as a guy who would hit the pipe. Thank goodness for CompuBox. Rigo was making Casimero miss, but Rigo wasn't landing much either, nor was he controlling the center of the ring. Rigo should return to the amateurs. That's the thing. Like, there was no ring generalship either. Running around the ring is not ring generalship. Had he stood in the pocket like he was doing at points, and he was making Casimero hesitant at points when he would stand in the pocket, if he was doing that consistently through the fight, at least for half of the rounds, a minute and a half per round, then you could say, okay, that's great defense. Oh, that's ring generalship. So you can actually score for him on some points of the criteria, but you couldn't do that because he wasn't giving you a chance to. This was not a boxing match tonight. It was not a boxing match. Let's see what we got. I'm way behind on the comments, trying to get caught up. Casimero had the cooties. They were. Let's see what we got. Usain Bolt versus Rigondeaux. I tell you what, how Rigondeaux was running tonight, I mean, he might be able to keep up with Usain Bolt. Rigo is not actually fighting. He's there just to survive 12 rounds to get the paycheck. Maybe so. Maybe so. Shout out Stephen K. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all hit the like button. Please, please, please hit that like button as you come in and leave your comments. As I wrap this thing up, Rigo can run all he wants, but he has to throw punches to win rounds because clean punching is also a judging criteria. Exactly. The tough part about it is, what makes it tough is he's running so much and running that, yes, he's not landing clean punches, but he's not even giving the other guy opportunities to land clean punches as well. So when you have one guy land 44 punches the whole fight, I think that was, and then one guy land 42. Is that what I saw? 47 and 44, whatever it was. They don't even land 100 clean punches combined together. You can't possibly score that. Like, how do you even score that? And that's Rigo's fault. That's Rigo's fault. That's why I never want to see the guy fight ever again. Ever again after that. Rigo should never get a fight. How you get paid for that? Yeah, they should dock his check. That's garbage. That's absolute garbage. Ring generalship too. Rigo isn't landing much either. Exactly. There's no ring generalship there. Hold on, let me get these scorecards from Franco Maloney. I want to see who wins this. I'll turn this up a little bit. They're about to read these scorecards as I read these comments. Casimero did land some good shots on the ropes in that first round, so maybe that's what it was. But I tend to think that was Rigo's game plan, is just to come in here and run. Franco Maloney, let's see. 116, 112. All three. Franco won. And Franco was the plus 186 underdog. So instead of parlaying, I should have just went with Franco, who won and was the underdog. So shout out to Franco for winning that, man. Being the underdog, beating Maloney. Shout out to Franco, man. And look, Rigo was obviously the sore spot tonight, but you got good performance by Franco. You got a good performance by Virgil Ortiz. You got great performances at least tonight. Unfortunately for Casimero, he wasn't given an opportunity to give a great performance because he fought a guy who was not interested in fighting tonight. He fought a guy tonight who had it on his mind, in my opinion, in my mind, that he was just going to run tonight. And he was going to hope to get the judges' scorecards just running. And he was going to find his way into an undisputed fight in 2022 based off of that. But instead, what he got is, even if he would have won, nobody wants to see this guy fight again. Just look at the poll. Even if he would have gotten the judges' scorecards. And what we got from him is he lost. He lost. And you have a guy who's a special talent. His only loss up to this point was moving up to 130 to fight Lomachenko and losing and quitting on the stool. Moves back down to 118. Looked healthy at 118. And then came in and stunk it up tonight. He stunk it up. And I asked the question before the fight started, what are we going to get from Rigo tonight? Because Casimero is going to land some shots early. He's going to land some shots early. How is Rigo going to react to that? Is Rigo going to be the more exciting fighter late in his career? You know, the fighters, defensive-minded fighters, they lose their reflexes as they age. Some of them become more entertaining. Some of them start to yuck it up even more as they lose their reflexes, as they lose their legs. So what were we going to get from Rigo tonight? What were we going to get? A guy who gets hit and then starts throwing combinations back, stays in the pocket, and we get a more exciting fight? That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for that. I was hoping for this to turn into a firefight, which we should see at 118. We shouldn't see at 118 two fighters not even combined to land 100 punches. That's not what we should be seeing at 118. That's not what we go to the lower weight classes for. You want to see that? We go to heavyweight. We go to the lighter weights to see firefights, to see guys throw a lot of punches, to see entertainment, That's what we go to the lower weight classes for. All right. That's our entertainment island there. And instead, what we got from Rigo is he went the opposite way with it. He yucked it up. And that's what I was fearful of tonight. He just yucked it up. He brought an entirely different sport to boxing because this wasn't boxing tonight. This was track and field. That first round is a knockdown, man. I thought so too. And D-Style disagreed with me. I thought the shot landed on the ear before Rigo's gloves touched the ground. I thought that was a knockdown too. I could be wrong. I have to go back and watch it. I'll just go back and watch that first round though, because there's no way in hell I'd ever watch this fight again. And that's nothing to do with Casimero. That's all Rigo's fault. You know, if you want to torture terrorists instead of waterboarding them, just show them this fight on repeat. Just garbage. Just this right here. Absolute trash. Garbage. That first round was a knockdown, I do believe as well. Let me catch up with these comments. Shout out to Carlo Magno Guadalupe. Casimero was also making Casimero miss, and for Casimero to come forward, that's really difficult to do. Rigo easily loses due to other criteria. Yeah, I agree. There's no way in hell I'm scoring that fight for Rigo, and I'm glad the judges did us a service because hopefully we get Rigo riding off into the sunset and we get Casimero now lining himself up for a shot at Undisputed for the winner of Inoue versus Donaire, which hopefully happens in Japan later this year. Hopefully. Usain Bolt versus Rigo. That's right. Ringside reporter. The good news is I don't think any platform will put Rigo on. I agree. I don't think anybody in their right mind will put Rigo on their platform after this. I completely agree. Trying to get caught up with all these comments. Y'all bear with me. Let me go up. Need an engagement rule. Ref needs to penalize fighters that don't fight and just run. Calix, it was a virtuoso performance by Rigo. Fight of the year. We got the funny comments coming. Rigo is a disgrace. He deserved to lose that fight. Agreed. Disgraceful performance by Rigo. They should reward the fighter who comes forward. That's right. Reward the guy who's trying to make the fight. In a fight like this, reward the guy who's trying to make the fight. Manny should do everything he can to destroy PBC plans for the future. Walk through you guys, Spence and Crawford, then retire. We'll see. I know he's got political aspirations. I don't know what they are. I don't know when that starts. I don't know what they entail. I don't know what his time is going to be. If he is president, I don't know. But I hope we get Manny beating you guys next week, and then I hope we get Manny fighting again. I'd still like to see him fight Errol Spence. Would love to see that. Rigo said he was a demon. Where's the demon? Yeah, he's a demon, all right. He's going to be a demon in my nightmares tonight. How come split decision? One referee did go for Rigo. Yes, one judge gave 7 rounds to Rigo. All right, y'all definitely go to this channel, D-Style Boxing. And while you're at it, G-Funky84. While you're at it, Ringside Reporter Live as well. Great channels, guys that I do a lot of work with on here and guys that I highly respect. So make sure to check out all those channels, D-Style Boxing especially, who's giving me a lot of minutes on his channel, a good platform on here. So sub to him. All right. What do you think Casimero should have done to make it even more exciting fight? Nothing. I don't think he could have done anything. You can't catch a guy who has no intention of fighting, who has special legs. Like Rigo is a special athlete. He's a special athlete. So with his reflexes, even at 40 years old, and his ability to move, you can't catch a guy who has it on his mind that he's not going to be caught. You just can't. Like Rigo had no intentions of engaging. You can't catch him. There's nothing Casimero could have done, in my opinion. Maybe through the jab more, but that still wouldn't have done anything. Because if he would have, when Casimero did land a couple combinations, Rigo just wrapped them up. He had it on his mind. He was going to yuck this fight up. And that's what happened. Sub to the channel. I told people to bet on Franco. Yeah, I bet on him too, but I bet on a parlay, so I wasted that. Good bet. Franco won the fight. Good for Franco, man. Happy Franco won. Very happy Franco won. What do you think Casimero should have done? I answered that, so apparently I went back on that. If Floyd and Rigo are the same weight, imagine if they fought. I wonder how it would turn out. Who knows? Not a fight. That wouldn't be a fun fight, obviously. Yep. Catch us here. Power Punchers. Episode 9 will be Wednesday. Catch Boxing Trivia. Calix is worked up about Rigo. Yes, I'm worked up. Not happy. Messed up my night, man, because it was a fun night other than that. Virgil Ortiz put on a fun performance. Franco wins, puts on a fun performance. You had guys who actually wanted to fight tonight. Casimero wanted to fight tonight. Casimero wanted to entertain. Casimero wanted to put on a great performance. Casimero wanted to eggle himself into undisputed. He was able to successfully do one of those things and win the fight, but he wasn't able to entertain. He wasn't able to box tonight and fight because he was in there with a guy who had no interest in fighting. Garbage. Don't miss Power Punchers. That's right. Smash the like. That's right. Do you want Rigo to run again? No. I don't want to see Rigo do anything again. Never. Sad to see how boxing treated Rigo with that much talent. Look, man, Rigo could have treated Rigo better. Rigo could have done things earlier in his career that could have bettered his career had he been more entertaining, which he was capable of doing because he was so special. He was capable of sitting on his punches more, throwing more punches, knocking guys out. He was capable of doing all those things. So he was special, did great things, but that's in the past. So no, never want to see Rigo fight again. Never, ever. So look, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all make sure to sub if you weren't subscribed to the channel before. I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We got a great night of boxing with Virgil Ortiz winning, with Franco winning. We got some excellent undercard fights as well. Rasheed Warren did an excellent job on sitting on punches tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Gary Antonio Russell do much against Rodriguez due to the headbutt in the first round. But other than that, we had great boxing except for Rigo. So my final thoughts will be, I never want to see Rigo fight again. And if you're a boxer, if you're a fighter, fight. Okay? Don't call that an excellent defensive performance just because he made Casimero miss a lot. It's easy to make a guy miss a lot if you're running a lot. It's easy to make a guy miss if you're constantly going around and have no intentions of throwing punches. I said the same thing about Lara versus Canelo. It's one thing to make a guy miss by a couple inches and counter. It's one thing to make a guy miss with intentions of countering, with intentions of punching. This wasn't that. This was not a great defensive performance by Rigo. Rigo versus Donaire years ago was an excellent defensive performance. Pernell Whitaker, some of the great defensive performances he put on. And look, great defensive fighters were also hit a good bit because they were in the pocket trying to counter, because countering is part of defensive boxing. Pernell Whitaker got hit a good bit. James Toney got hit a good bit. But they were excellent defensive fighters because they stood in the pocket and tried to make you miss. They weren't running around like Rigo did tonight. This was not a great performance by Rigo, not a great defensive performance. And I'm glad Casimero got the victory and has angled himself into the 118 undisputed conversation for 2022. Hopefully we get Donaire versus Inoue 2 later on in the year, and we get the problem solved, the question solved of who's the best fighter at 118. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Inoue at the end of the day, but I'm glad we at least have 3 fun fighters left in the mix between Inoue, Donaire, and Casimero. And now Rigo is out of the equation. Y'all have a great night. God bless. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. I appreciate y'all tuning in.